dance, make it hurt.
Hello viewers, we are here today at the MG dealership in Kalyan Nagar and Bangalore, and we're here today to do a walk around review of this black beauty, the MG Hector Plus. We have the keys with us, so let's begin with the review. Let's start the review with the key itself. It's a black key that is quite similar to the Aster, but the red accents are missing on the outer shell. But it's a basic key, does the function, has a tail boot opening option here. So let's begin with the review. So speaking of the design language, the MG continues to have this C-shaped bumpers that you can see on all their ongoing models, including the Aster and Gloucester. There is no specific name for this design. It's just, you can call it the MG design language, because we've seen this design on all their ongoing models. Now coming here, the major difference in the Hector Plus and the Hector are these new 18-inch alloy wheels. Now MG calls them machined alloy wheels because they are more of a laser cut alloy wheels. They get a piano black and chrome finish, and they sit on a 215/55 R18, which simply means they have a width of 215 mm, they have a tire profile of 55 mm, and they are 18 inches. So yes, the 18 inches can keep up with our poor road infrastructure. They can handle the potholes very well. You just have to be more careful with the curbing of the wheels because they are now 18 inches. So you have to be careful that you don't curb them. Speaking of the body lines, there is this body line that starts right from the fender and it goes on, extends till the quarter panel at the back. Now there is also a secondary line that can be felt. I do not know, they cannot be visually seen through the camera, but there is another line right on the door, and that too extends right from the door. It's not present on the fender. It extends right from this door till the back of it. This does get the passive entry at the front door. Now that we are seated inside the cabin of the MG Hector Plus, let's do a quick impression of the interiors, starting with the door. And the plastic here is quite hard, as you can hear me scratching it, and it is quite noisy. So yeah, definitely there are hard plastics here and here as well. The aluminum brush finish on the door trim is quite it looks nice, it looks premium. This also gets a soft leather treatment on the door handles, not the door handles, but the where you grab onto them near the window switches. It gets a dark tan leather treatment. It is well cushioned for your arm, for your driving experience when you're just holding down the steering from this angle. Moving to the steering wheel. The steering wheel is a well padded, well cushioned leather wrapped steering wheel, and it has a V-shaped, or almost, if you've played Xbox, a halo mask shaped horn cover over here. It's well laid out. You get buttons here for the cruise control. You get here all the audio controls and the buttons to control your calls. You also get to change your source of the music streaming. Moving on to the instrument cluster. Well, it's not a digital instrument cluster. It's a analog cluster, both at the tachometer and the speedometer. It does get a central display for all the vitals of the car. As you can see right now, it says the bonnet is open. We'll be getting there in a bit. Reads on till 8000 RPM because this is the petrol variant. This is the Hector Plus with the 1.5 litre turbo unit with a 6-speed manual transmission. The next highlight of this interior would be, there would definitely be this Tesla-inspired infotainment system. It gets 5 buttons over here to control the basic functionality of the infotainment system, like the volume button. Then there's this power off and on. Then there is this defogger switches over here. Well, most of the features can be controlled through the touch, and the touch is quite responsive. As you can see, there is no lag. The infotainment also comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and there's a Scana app where you can synchronize your personal playlist. They also get a TPMS, which is the tire pressure monitoring system in this Hector Plus. Below the infotainment system, you get this wireless charging pad where you can keep your phone for charging, and then there's this the 6-speed gearbox, and below that you get 2 cup holders which are not very largely sized. You can only keep a medium or a small size cup over here. You get a manual handbrake. You do not get the electronic parking brakes like the Aster. Then there are these 4 switches. One is for the 360-degree view of the car, the 360 surrounding camera. Now, to be honest, the resolution is not great at all. MG needs to step up their camera and the resolution game. And then there's this switch for the rear blower control for the AC. Then there's this switch for the parking sensors. Overall, the dash quality is, again, it's a hard plastic. There's all of these scratch noises that you can hear. There's this slight soft leather treatment over here above the tachometer. That's a nice touch. But overall, the rest of the dash is pretty hard plastic. There is soft touch over here, but again, overall, majority of the portion is hard plastic. Now, moving on to the speaker system, you do get Infinity system, which and over here are the tweeters. So you get Infinity tweeters and speakers, which are one of the best speaker system in the industry. Feature here is the auto dimming rear view mirror, so you do not have to manually adjust it for the day and night driving. That's a good thing to have in this car. Moving on to the seat comfort. The seats are comfortable to be sat in, but the side bolstering is not very well padded or well cushioned. So if you are doing cornering at high speeds, you might swing around on the seat, but nothing to be worried about. It's well padded. The thigh support, under thigh support is good enough. You also get a large armrest over here, and you can comfortably keep the driver's and the co-driver's arms over there without fiddling each other, and you both would be comfortable. Moving back to the rear seats to check out the comfort at the back. So the new Hector Plus gets a captain seat layout at the back. You follow 2 seatings, and there's 2 at the back at the 3rd row seating. As you can see, the 3rd row seating is not so comfortable, not even visually or even practically, because the seating is very low as compared to the floor, and you do not really get loads of space for your 3rd row passenger. So if you're seating any adult, they're gonna be having a really tough time finding their comfortable spot. So ideally, the 3rd row seating is only for children. The rear seats can be reclined manually, and also they can be slided with this lever over here. There is no power function for the back seats. Overall, the presence of the sky roof does give a very roomy and airy feel inside the cabin, and it also makes you feel that there's loads of space in the cabin, so you do not feel cramped up or claustrophobic in the interior. Now, one of the key reasons why this car has been so popular in its segment is because of its huge proportions, and we Indians, we just love huge proportion cars. Now, speaking of the figures, this car is the longest in segment, and it is also the widest in segment. Widest from the inside. We are only talking about the width of the cabin. The width of the cabin is the widest in its segment, but from the exterior, the XUV 500, the XUV 500 is slightly wider than the Hector Plus, not by a huge margin, but by a slight margin. Another cool feature of the Hector would be the power-operated tailgate. And yeah, I do not have to do any physical work to open the boot. Speaking of boot space, honestly, you do not really have any unless you fold these seats. In order to fold these seats, you can pull the strap. That's quite difficult to do it on one hand. You can fold these seats, and then you do get a good amount of space for the boot. But with both these seats upright, no, you do not have a great size boot, considering the segment, considering that this is mainly meant for families. You really do not have a large boot space. You can only keep maybe 2 suitcases and small bags. You cannot really fit large bags over here. In order to close the boot, you can just press this button here. And that's a good thing. I do like these Audi's, not say the Audi, like these matrix inspired LED indicators, and also the headlamps and the tail lamps are LED. So this is also a very great feature.